Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I am doing Lilsimsie's Shell build challenge. If you're interested in this build, you can download it off of the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT. So if you didn't know, Lilsimsie, kind of one of the biggest YouTuber simmers ever, is doing a shell challenge where she made just like a basic shell of a house, and then she wants her community to kind of build it, furnish it, add like inner stuff. And so the rules are you aren't allowed to change the outer walls, or there's like a couple inner walls you can't change. And so I decided it would be really fun to do this, and the first thing I did was put it on top of a big hill because I wanted it to stand out. I literally wanted to elevate it above everyone else. But yeah, it's technically like a competition to get like stuff pack. I don't really need those, so I wasn't really doing it for that. I more just like thought it'd be cool to like get my builds out there. Also right here, I am adding like some sort of outdoor structures. They end up being the little greenhouses. And I did that because I, again, wanted to play around with the fact that we couldn't use walls. So instead, I used roofing to make entire rooms. And you could put foundations, and you could use half walls. I actually didn't know that, so I was challenged in that regard just because I couldn't use a half wall, but that's fine. Wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, I really, just to make my build stand out, I want to do some really awesome things with roofing. Oh gosh. I think it's Aveline. Oh my gosh, forget her name. I'll put a link down below. She did this really awesome like trick with roofing to make it look like there's little windows that open up from the roofing, like little sunroofs, and it's so gorgeous. And so I kind of incorporated that idea into here in the main house, and I love how that turned out. Two big unfortunates. One, I didn't record myself furnishing the greenhouses, which I deeply regret because they ended up being one of the coolest parts of this build, and I'm so sorry. But basically I just furnished them like any normal room. Ooh, I'm really sorry. I also purposefully didn't record the landscaping just because I knew it would go on for so long. I also kind of regret that. At the same time, I don't know. I recently got a comment that I got kind of like all ruffled about, where a person was like, what is even the point of a speed build if you don't include everything so that people can replicate it? And I was kind of like, well, one, let's sit down for a second. Okay. I almost don't want to get into it. Oh my gosh. Right now with the pathways, I'm trying to make them flat. So I have this big long pathway winding down the hill. And when you do that, the game's natural inclination is to just have them be like along the hill. And so that would actually make a pathway that's very sloped. So I very painstakingly tried to flatten this pathway out level by level so that it would actually make sense to walk up it. Because like it'd be like walking sideways along a hill, kind of, instead of walking up. Like if you're walking up, that's relatively flat, but if you're walking like along the side, you're like one foot is like higher than the other at all times, and it's uncomfortable. But anyway, so yeah, back to the adding things in the build or leaving things out. I was kind of just like, I work so hard at editing these, and it takes such a long time, and I edit them because I don't want them to be boring, is one. Also, I do it because I feel like I don't have enough to say to take up however long it is. And I don't want to speed the video up too much because it'll make everyone sick. But yeah, so I was just kind of like really like, I got kind of offended about it, and I wrote like a huge long response, and oh my gosh, I shouldn't have gotten so like worked up about it. Usually if somebody leaves a comment that like offends me in any way, I just won't respond because I'm like not worth the time or energy. But this one, I was just like, I work so hard, I have so much stuff to do, it takes so long to edit these, so you don't appreciate it. Anyways. Anyways, so here I'm actually doing the really cool trick with the roofing. And so basically you put the sort of open bits of the roof on an upper level, and then you like make them really long. I'm doing it here, so I'm going to make it really long on one side. And then I turned it clear and voila. It was pretty cool. And I thought it turned out pretty well. And I made this into a whole entire like living space of here. And it was just really fun. I think I ended up changing the back a little bit. Yeah, because I didn't like that one like strip of, wall. And so like all the like roofs on the side, they're all like really small and then they're really long in one direction, so they only take up one tile along the edge. But yeah, so it was it's really complicated, and I actually really did try and slow down this part as much as I could. Well, not as much as I could because I didn't do it in real time, but anyways, yeah, I'm still salty. Oh my gosh, I need to calm down. I think I'm just so stressed out with school. It's basically I'm like halfway through 2 weeks of midterms, and honestly next week it's just I'm just in a very hard program and I need you all to take pity on me. But yeah, so I'm so tired, you guys. Like, I went to a grocery store and like the cashier was trying to like be conversational with me, and I'm kind of like in a daze, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like really trying to hold my end of the conversation. And so he asked me like, oh, do you have any like special plans for tonight? And so I kind of looked at him like, studying. Which one is like kind of rude. Like, you shouldn't just be like, I'm studying. Like, like, how dare you ask me if I happen to think fun? Of course I don't. I'm a student. But then he was like, continue to try and do the conversation. He was like, oh, where do you study? Completely misunderstood. And so I just said, at home. It was so bad. He was like, no, I mean, like, where do you go to school? What is your program? And I was like, oh. Oh my gosh, that's how tired I am. Usually I'm not a troll-like conversationalist. Is that rude to trolls? I don't think they care. But yeah, so that's where we're at. So I think it's about soon we switch to doing the sort of interior floor plan. But yeah, again, I'm so sorry. I left out so much stuff, and like I didn't realize how much I was leaving out, but I kind of really wanted to get this build done fast because one, I was worried it would never get done. Two, I had this grand idea of recording speed builds at a faster rate. It didn't work out. And I don't have a third thing. So it's just a one and a two. Okay, let's think of another story to tell. I like this story. Okay, spoon story. Got a spoon story for you guys today. Are you intrigued yet? Okay, so there is this kind of hippy-dippy vegan bakery cafe that's kind of on my way to school. And I recently went there for the first time like a couple weeks ago with my boyfriend, and I loved it. And so I was like, ooh, I'm going to go back. I'm going to get a special treat for breakfast, before I head off to class. So I go, and they are so hippy-dippy that they do not have disposable spoons, which is fair. Like, I understand that. I mean, it's kind of not, because they have disposable cups, disposable lids, like straws, like everything else. So just the spoons, I guess. And so I asked the barista, like, oh, do you have any, spoons? And he was like, no, I'm sorry, we don't. I'm like, oh, shoot. And he's like, you can take one of these. And he hands me this metal spoon. And he's like, just bring it back. And I'm like, you're trusting me with a spoon? You really think I can bring this back? Like, I was actually like kind of touched. I was like, you really think I'm responsible enough to bring back a spoon? I don't know. And so he hands me this spoon, and I'm like, I will bring this back. And he kind of looks at me like, I don't really think you're going to bring this back, but whatever. It's just a metal spoon. Like, take it. So I take it, and fast forward, I do bring it back, and I was really hoping that the same barista would be there so I could like present the spoon and be like, here, remember me. I brought back a spoon. I am an adult. I can remember things. I'm not a complete slave to my graduate school program. I'm not completely just dead inside. Okay, anyways, the spoon really meant a lot to me, but he wasn't there. Literally no one was there at the counter. So I just kind of like walked in right up to the dish bucket, dropped the spoon in, looked like kind of side-eyed a couple customers because they were looking at me, and then I left. So I just was a weird spoon lady. Like, to those customers, I just walked in and left a spoon. How random is that? Like, can you imagine? Okay. Yeah. So that the spoon, it meant a weird amount to me. But yeah, so I'm doing living room here. This big like fireplace section, which I completely talked over doing it. Of course, Penelope, you did, because the spoon was more relevant. Okay. Okay, so the like kind of square box, Kayla, Lilsimsie left that in there as kind of like an obstacle to see like what people would do with it. You weren't allowed to delete it. So I turned it into a fireplace. I did this trick a really long time ago in an apartment. So basically, I put the really long window from get to work. From get to work, and I put that in there, and I did it, one side is mirrored and the other side isn't, so I put the mirrored side towards the fireplace, and so you can look into it, and then I elevated the two fireplaces and kind of scooched them forward, so I had to actually delete all the walls around them so that they wouldn't snap to the wall, and so to light it is a really huge pain. You can do it. It's not accessible for basically anyone except for me, because I built it, I know how it works. And so I'm sorry. But I'm like, I really want to like pull out all my tricks, like really like prove myself, look really cool. So that I'm like, Penelope, this is not accessible. And in the process of deleting those walls to like put things back, I left 2 walls unpainted. I was really frustrated with myself. I like put this up way too fast. I'm like, oh wow. Usually I'm pretty good at not doing that. I'm like, wow, what am I, Maxis? Old joke. We'll never let them live that down. There's also like one wall where it just kills me that there isn't a painting. It's like by the dining table, and I'm like, it looks so barren and sad. I also made sure to give it to the Penelope treatment with my cutting boards. Actually, I don't even know if that's what you guys can see right now. My recording software is really laggy, and so I might not, oh gosh, what if there might be something else, like some completely different going on right now, and I wouldn't even know, because I just turned on my computer after it being off for like a week, because I was too busy to even turn my computer on, so things are a little iffy now. Oh my gosh. The reason why I unplugged my computer, because for some reason, my room has developed a very slight creaking noise, like, or not like that bad, it's like, eh. You're welcome. That sounded like I just burped for the heck of it. No, so it's developed like a really just like, you can't hear it unless it's like completely quiet everywhere else, but it's so loud when you're trying to go to sleep, and it almost sounded like my computer trying to think. So in a fit of like rage at midnight, I like unplugged it. Didn't help. And then I just didn't use my computer for a week because I was too lazy to go under my desk and plug it back in. Yeah. So I don't know if this is actually here, but I did this cool thing with the counter where I like made like a little floating like counter with like space underneath it using the tables we got from Dine Out. Yeah, another trick that I used a while ago. So yeah, telling you, pulling out all those tricks. Okay, where are we at? Are we still alive? I had 8 hours of lecture today, so that's where I'm at. If it sounds like I'm anxious, it's because I am. I'm just so done. You guys, this quarter, I am taking 9 classes. Let that sink in. It's like over 20-something credits. It's a lot. And I'm like, people will ask me like, why don't you just drop a class? And I'm like, you think I chose this? And like, I'm kind of like, yes, Penelope, you did choose this. You did choose this graduate program. But at the same time, I'm just like, okay, less complaining, more talking about other things. I have a good one. So my apartment complex was like, oh, we're gonna, it's spring window cleaning time, so make sure you have easy access to your windows. And I'm like, oh shoot, because I have these very intricate snowflakes that I made ages ago. I talked about it in a build a while ago, but like X-Acto knife was involved. Like one of them like would take like an hour. Like they're really intense. They're like I don't know what to compare them to. I basically made lace. Like I made lace. And so you have to be really careful when opening my window, otherwise they'll crinkle, which hurts my heart. Oh God, I'm dying. One of them actually got ripped and I was kind of sad. So I like put a sticky note over like the seam of my window so you couldn't open it without looking at it, like seeing it. And I was like, please open and close the window very slowly to preserve the snowflakes. And so I come back in after the person's been here and I see the note has been placed somewhere else. I'm like, okay, good. They saw the note. I look at the snowflakes. They're intact. I'm like, good. Yeah, that's not too bad. There's dirt on my bed. There is like soot on my pillow. I'm like, what happened? What did you do? My bed is really close to the window. And so I figured that like probably like the person's butt just like rubbed up against my bed as they were like trying to do the window. But like if you've heard a different video, I have a thing with my bed. I don't like my own feet getting towards the end of I don't like putting my butt on like the head side of my bed. Like I have a very strict like jeans are only allowed to be worn on top of the comforter cover. Like shoes nowhere near it. Good Lord, no, never. This isn't some teen movie where, for whatever reason, they just hop on their bed with shoes on. No, never. And so I'm just, like, appalled because somebody's butt dirt just got on my pillowcase, like, my white pillowcase. Oh, my God, you guys. I, like, immediately stripped down my bed. Like, I was super scandalized. I'm like, oh, my God. And I, like, washed it, and it was fine. I definitely okay, no, I didn't... I'm trying to decide if I overreacted just because, like, somebody else's butt dirt got on my pillow, and that's a pretty big breach of my personal space. So, yeah. Snowflakes are all alive, though. Not that they were ever really alive. But, yeah. I feel like for the living room area, I love how the color scheme turned out. I need to stop using this sofa. I love this sofa. We all know I love this sofa. And I keep using it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to calm down. But I feel like it's one of the like best modern sofas we have because it actually looks like it could be in somebody's home. Like it looks comfortable. It looks stylish. The colors are all pretty good. You know, like I could see that being in like a hipster's home. But yeah. Oh, also another thing I forgot is a light in this room. There's literally no light. I'm like, have you even been building like ever? I was just like, oh, this is so like I really rushed this thing. I got it done in I think a day, and it took a while, and I didn't record all of it, so you know. And yet I still have like a video that's over 30 minutes long. I don't know how other people do it. I really don't. Oh boy. But yeah, it was kind of nice having a laundry room. I then had to like retroactively go back and like add laundry baskets too, because I feel like I've been adding like laundry rooms lately and then forgetting the laundry baskets, and it's like, what even is the point? But on this level too, I never said how many rooms this was, but so like on this level, there's like, it's kind of an office area. It could be a bedroom. That's what I originally thought it would be because it has its own ensuite bathroom. Instead, I turned it into a music room because I thought it'd be kind of cool. It has like a DJ station and a keyboard piano, and it's got like a guitar in it. And I thought that was just kind of fun. You know, like it's such a big house, like why not? And so on the second level, that's where all the bedrooms are. And so we have like a little nursery, and then we have 2 like kids' rooms and then 1 master. And the 2 like kids' rooms are connected by a Jack and Jill bathroom, which I just love those for whatever reason. That's when you have doors from like, you have 2 doors to 1 bathroom, which in a way is kind of like asking for somebody to walk in on you accidentally. So you have to always like remember to like lock both doors. I know, because I've been in a Jack and Jill bathroom before, and yes, somebody has walked in on me. Okay. Uh, so I don't know why I'm subjecting other people to that, but so I once was really good friends with a girl who had a twin, and they had a Jack and Jill bathroom, and I always thought it was the cutest thing. Like it had like that Jack and Jill portion just connected to almost like the sink area and like a little dressing station, and then the bathroom was like had its own one door, and you guys, it was literally the cutest thing. I was like, this is again a teenage movie, but like the good part of a teenage movie, not the feet on the bed part. Do you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Not really. Not fully. I don't know. I get this thing a lot where when I'm talking, I can tell the exact moment when I lose somebody. Like, I'll just be talking and then I'll say something and they're just like, what? Because I tend to drift. If you hadn't noticed, just kind of drift. But for now, back on track. This ended up being one of my favorite bedrooms I've done in a while. It's a little bit awkward because you can see part of the roof pieces through the window, and I tried to cover it up like a little bit, but whatever. But I ended up giving it, whenever I look at this bed, it just reminds me of a beach. And so I put this one beach like collage thing up there, which I really love this painting. I feel like I never get to use it enough, just because I don't know, sometimes the beach theme is kind of tacky. But it was fun for this room, and I put the skateboards up that kind of have like a beach theme, and I just love how this room turned out. And I almost was like, this would be a better master, but I feel like this could be like a very gender neutral like teen room. The other kids' room is kind of small, and for some reason I put a game console in the middle. I think just because I wanted to use it because I haven't used it in a while. Mistakes were made with this build. I wasn't really thinking very hard. Yes. Okay. So I'm running out of stories. So now is a good time to tell the least interesting story on my list. It's actually the first story on my list. Well, I told my boyfriend I was writing down this story, and I think he was like, why? But let's get into it, because that's why we're all here. Is that Penelope tells not even mildly interesting stories about her life all the time. But yeah, so I've been trying like alternative ice creams, like Halo Top is the brand I went with, and it's supposed to be kind of like a light ice cream, I guess like a healthier ice cream. I don't really care about that. I've mostly just been kind of like curious about it, because they're like not supposed to be made with like artificial sweeteners, because I'm not really into those. There's one I've been wanting to try. It's like avocado based. Ooh, that's the one I use. It has a pineapple on it too. It's so cute, and like waves. And, so cute, so cute. But I tried this one, and it said peanut butter cup on it, and I'm like, ooh, I could get behind, peanut butter cup. And you guys, what do you think of when you hear, like, what flavors do you think of when you hear the word peanut butter cup? Just think on it for a second. The answer is peanut butter and chocolate. Right? Okay. When I asked my boyfriend that question just to make fun of me, he just said peanut butter, not realizing what he was stepping into, because he doesn't like chocolate. So he was making fun of me. He was like, peanut butter. It's the only ingredient in the peanut butter cup. And I'm like, well, you're actually right in this case, because this ice cream was only peanut butter. And I was so scandalized. I was like, where's the cup? What is the cup made of? More peanut butter, I guess. So it's just, you can't call, okay. I'm getting unreasonably angry about this. You can't call something peanut butter cup if it's just peanut butter. Like, what kind of world are we living in? Okay. This is how I spent my time. It was okay. I ate it with blueberries. It went well. I was really sad though, because I am a huge chocolate person. Like, honestly, I think I eat a bit of dark chocolate every single day. I just love it. And oh my gosh, it was actually the cutest thing. So my boyfriend got me a box of really fancy chocolates, and like last quarter, I think, and I ate all of them. I tried to kind of space them out, you know, make them last because it's a really nice box of chocolates. And then I left the box in my desk just because I couldn't bear to throw it out because the box is really pretty. And so it was sitting there for quite a few months, I think for like at least 2 months, just an empty box in my desk. And I'm like, okay, this is taking up space. I should throw this away. I didn't tell my boyfriend that, you know, because like, why would it? It's like just trash at this point, you know. Literally the next day in the mail, he sent me a box of chocolates, the same brand. And so now I have a new one in my desk, and just like completely unprovoked. It was like the sweetest thing. Like he had no idea that I had just thrown out the box and he got me a new one. I was like, oh my God, it's perfect timing. How did you know? And he gave it to me because he knew I would be stressed with the quarter starting. And I still actually have how many truffles do I have? Let me look. Let's look. Let's go on this adventure together. Hear the paper rustling, looking around. 2. I thought there was more. Okay. No wonder I've been not looking at it. It makes me sad. So I have 2. One of them is tiramisu. And then the other one is like a coffee flavor. So I'm really excited. Here is that game station. I'm like, why did you put this in here? Why? And like I turned off move objects, the like cheat, because I wanted to try and like place it so that you could actually use it. And then I couldn't place it. And so then I just turned move objects back on. What was the point? Didn't test it. I did kind of, I've been trying to leave more things in my build. Kind of, sort of. Or at least not cut out such big chunks. And then I've also been trying to like make things like actually test them to make sure that they work. Basically because there was like a running post on Twitter inviting people to add like things that annoy them about builds and stuff. And a lot of it was move objects related. And I was like, I felt personally attacked and called out. Like, not really, because like I knew it wasn't directed at me, but as I was reading them, I was like, oh God. I did that just yesterday. That's literally, that's me. That's everything. Oh, wow, okay. So yeah, I've been trying to reassess how I do things. But we are coming up on the end of this build. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. My especially random ramblings this time around, because like I'm telling you, 8 hours of lecture today. Oh, well, okay. It was more like 7, and I had a midterm. So anyways, found out what my grade is. I got 23 out of 26. Woohoo! But yeah. I hope you guys are all having a really great day. If you like this video, please feel free to leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. All of those fun things. And yeah, I hope maybe this video made you less stressed out. Yeah. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.